Most people think they're ranking on Google, but they're actually looking at the wrong results. They'll search their own business, see themselves show up, and assume everything's working, but what they don't realize is that Google changes results based on location, device, and even personal search behavior. So you might see yourself ranking while your actual customers don't see you at all. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Semrush Position Tracking to see where you really rank locally, how to track both map pack and organic results, and how to stop guessing and start working with real data. If you want to follow along, use the link below to get into Semrush and set this up on your own site while we go through it. I'm Erin from my first website. Let's get into it. All right, so once you're inside of Semrush, go over to the left-hand side and we're going to click on SEO and then we're going to click into position tracking. So this is where things start to get real because instead of guessing where you rank, this is where you actually see it based on location, device, and how people are searching. And that's what matters for local. It's not just am I ranking, it's where you're ranking, who's seeing it, and what type of result you're showing up in. Now on this screen, you'll see the option to set up tracking. Before we click that, here's what this is actually doing. This isn't a one-time check. It tracks your rankings over time across specific keywords and shows you how your site is performing in real search conditions. Because if you just Google your own business, the result is biased. It's based on your location, your device, and your search history. So you're not seeing what other people are seeing. This removes that completely and gives you a consistent view of where you actually stand. This matters even more for local SEO because results change constantly depending on where someone is searching from. Two people searching the exact same thing in different parts of a city can get completely different results, and that affects both the map pack and the organic listing. So if you're not tracking rankings at a specific location level, you're missing what's actually happening. And that's why a lot of people think their SEO is working or not working without really knowing. And they're just going off of what they see themselves. So let's set this up right away. If you want to follow along, you can use the link down below and mirror this as we go. So I'm going to click into this position tracking, and then I am going to drop in a domain. So I'm just going to put charliechang.com and walk you through exactly how to configure this so the data actually reflects real search behavior. Click on setup tracking. So once I click setup tracking, the one thing I don't want you to skip here is this field for business name. This is what allows Semrush to track your visibility inside the map pack, even though it says optional. So instead of only seeing where your website ranks, you're also seeing how your actual business listing performs locally. If you're working with a real business, enter the name exactly how it appears on Google, and that's what connects your tracking to the map results people actually see. We could click on view example, and this is what they mean. So you should provide your business name exactly as it appears. Starstruck Vintage Clothing, shortening it to Starstruck will lead to incorrect results. So the listing doesn't have a link to the website, but providing the correct business name will help them match the result. Here we can see that the domain is already filled in, so we're good there. Search engine stays on Google. For device, this is where you really want to think about behavior. Most local searches happens on mobile, so their phone. So if you only track desktop, you're missing part of the picture, and I usually start with mobile or track both. Then for location, this is what actually makes this local. Right now, it is giving you options to set it to something broad like a country, but you really want to narrow it down to a specific city or area. For example, we could just say Costa Mesa, and then it'll pop up here, Costa Mesa, California. And that's how you get data that reflects real searches happening near your business. And once that looks good, I am going to continue to keywords. So now we are in the keyword setup. This is where people either overcomplicate things or get it completely wrong. You don't need a massive list. You need the right keywords. So instead of broad or random terms, focus on how someone would actually search. That usually means your main service, a version of that service with a location, and a few variations based on how people phrase it when they're ready to take action. Someone searching casually looks very different from someone trying to book. And those are the keywords you want to prioritize. Even 5 to 10 strong keywords is enough to start. So once that looks good, I'll add the keywords to the campaign and start tracking. And now everything is running in the background. Why this matters. Now, what you just set up is way more important than it looks because most people never get this part right. They either don't track any anything or they track things too broadly, but now this is built around real search behavior. So instead of guessing, you're actually going to start saying what's happening. Reality check before data. Before we jump into the dashboard, I want to point something out. If you've ever searched your own business and thought, I'm ranking fine, there's a high chance that result wasn't accurate. Google adjusts results based on where you are, what device you're on, and your past searches. So what you see is not what everyone else sees. That's why this matters, because once you look at actual tracked data, you start seeing the real picture. All right, so once the tracking is finished, we are going back to the dashboard. At the top, you'll see visibility, traffic, and average position. Visibility shows how often your site is appearing across your keywords. Average position shows where you're landing overall. And then you have ranking distribution, which shows how many keywords are in the top 3, top 10, and beyond. If most of your keywords are outside the top positions, that's not failure, it's actually opportunity. How to read movement. So one thing I want you guys to pay attention to here is not just where you are, but how things are moving, because this tool becomes way more useful over time. Right now, since this is new, there isn't much movement yet, but once this runs for a few days or even a few weeks, you're really gonna start to see patterns. You'll see keywords moving up, either dropping or staying flat. And that's what actually matters, because SEO isn't static. You're not just trying to hit a ranking once, you're trying to improve over time. So instead of checking once and reacting, you're watching trends. If something is slowly climbing, that usually means you're on the right track. Meanwhile, if something drops, that's a signal to look at what changed. And if something stays stuck, that's where you start asking whether the page actually matches what people are searching for. So don't just look at position, look at direction, and that's where the insight comes from. Now you can see your actual keywords. This tells you what's ranking, where it's ranking, and how visible it is. So instead of guessing what's working, you can now see it. Some keywords will be close, some won't be ranking at all, and that difference is what drives your next move. Now, something I want you to start noticing here is the difference between types of keywords, because not all rankings are equal. Some keywords are informational, some are navigational, and some are transactional. And for local SEO, the ones that matter most are the ones tied to action. So if you're looking at a keyword that someone would search when they're ready to book, call, or make a decision, that's much more valuable than something broad or informational. And this is where a lot of people get distracted. They all focus on rankings for high volume keywords that don't actually lead to anything. But what you want to focus on is intent. You want keywords where someone is actually looking for a solution, because those are the ones that turn into real results. So when you're reviewing this list, don't just ask, am I ranking? Ask, does this keyword actually matter for my business? Now, under pages, this is one of the most important sections, because this shows which pages are actually ranking, not what you expected, but what Google is choosing. Sometimes it's the wrong page, sometimes multiple pages compete, and that's where you start making decisions. Now, you can also see who you're competing with. This shows other domains ranking for the same keywords, and this changes how you approach everything, because ranking against local businesses is very different from competing with large directories. Now, this shows you SERP features. This includes things like featured snippets, images, and most importantly for local, the map pack. That's the section at the top of Google with the map and business listings. And in many cases, that's what people click first. So even if your site ranks, if you're not in the map pack, you're definitely missing visibility. There is also a difference between ranking in organic results and showing up in the map pack, and they don't always happen at the same time. You can have a website that ranks well organically, but doesn't appear in the map pack at all. And you can also have a business that shows up in the map pack, even if the website itself isn't ranking highly. So these are two different systems working together. Organic results are driven more by your website content and structure, and the map pack is influenced by things like your Google business profile, proximity, and your local signals. And if you're trying to grow locally, you need to be thinking about both, because from a user perspective, they don't separate them. They just click what they see first. So this is where tracking becomes important. You're not just asking if you're ranking, you're asking, where am I showing up and what are people actually clicking? So for cannibalization health, this shows if multiple pages are competing for the same keywords. When that happens, Google splits the ranking. So instead of one strong page, you get weaker results. So this is where you can clean up structure. What to do next? So now the question is what you actually do with this. If I see a keyword around position 15 to 20, that's an easy opportunity. I already have a page ranking, so I improve that page instead of starting over. If something isn't ranking at all, I create a new page. And if pages are competing, I fix structure. So everything here points to a decision. So if you zoom out, this is simple. You set up tracking based on real behavior. You choose keywords with real intent, and you use data to decide what to do next, and that's it. And this is where most people get stuck. They either don't track anything at all, or they check rankings manually once in a while and assume that that's enough. So they end up making decisions based on incomplete information, and that's why things don't move, because they're not working off actual data. Once you set this up, you remove that completely. You're not guessing anymore, and you're seeing what's actually happening, and that makes your next step obvious. If you want to set this up for your own website, use the link down below to get into Semrush and follow the same process. If this video helped, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Erin from My First Website. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.